My name is Leah Brooks, and apparently I stopped being family the moment my brother needed a place to stay. It was a Monday night when Dad stood in the hallway, arms folded like he'd been preparing the speech all day. "You can take the guest room," he said, eyes already looking past me, "or move out." I stared at him, confused. "The guest room is mine." He didn't flinch. Not anymore. Mom appeared behind him, folding a towel. "Better if you move out," she added, like she was commenting on the weather. Then my brother walked in, arm around his wife, grinning like he'd just won something. "We'll make it work," he said cheerfully, brushing past me like the house had always belonged to him. I moved out that night. No one helped me pack. No one asked where I'd go. A week passed. Then out of nowhere, a call. Screaming. Desperation. My brother's voice on the other end of the line. "She's lying? Mom, tell me she's lying." Something had shattered. Not just in his voice, but in the story they'd all written without me. And as the panic spilled through the phone, I just listened. Because now they wanted answers. From me. I didn't answer his call. I watched it ring out, then another. Then 5 minutes later, one from Mom. She left a voicemail, her voice trembling for the first time in years. "Leah, please. Can we talk?" Now they wanted my voice. Last week, I was a burden. Disposable. Today, I was suddenly the missing piece. I sat in the small apartment I had barely finished unpacking, my box of kitchen plates still taped shut, and let them panic. Eventually, I listened to the voicemail. My brother's voice cracked in the background. She's saying I stole money, that I made her quit school, that I hit her. "Leah, tell them she's lying." His wife, the same one who wore my bathrobe and tossed out my shampoo like I was already forgotten, had flipped. And now, my family wasn't protecting him. They were looking to me. Ivy, my neighbor's dog, barked through the wall. I sat still, the phone buzzing again, vibrating like guilt I no longer owed them. I knew everything. What she'd done, what he'd hidden, what Mom and Dad had willingly ignored for years. But now the house of cards was collapsing, and the only one holding the truth was me. 2 more days passed before I responded. I sent a text. Just one. "You chose her. Now live with her." 3 minutes later, another call came in, this time from Dad. He didn't yell. He didn't blame. He just said, "Leah, we didn't know what she was like." I stared at the wall, stunned. Not because of his words, but because of how fast their loyalty crumbled. It only took one accusation from her, his perfect daughter-in-law, and suddenly, I wasn't the villain anymore. Now, they wanted my version. The version they dismissed the moment they pushed me out. I told them I'd meet them. One time. In public. No ambushes. No guilt. We sat at a corner booth in the diner I used to love. My father looked older. My mother avoided my eyes. My brother was nowhere in sight. "We just want the truth," Mom said softly. I stirred my coffee slowly. "Oh, now truth matters?" She blinked. My dad looked down. "She said I hit her." I added, "Did you ever believe that?" They didn't answer. And in that moment, I knew they still weren't sorry. They were scared, because the one person they threw out like nothing was the only one who could destroy everything. They asked me to stay. Not at their house, not yet, but in their lives. Like the last few weeks hadn't happened. Like being exiled, humiliated, discarded wasn't still pulsing under my skin. "I should have listened when she started isolating him," Dad muttered. Mom added, "She said you made things up to get attention, that you hated her from the start." I nearly laughed. I did hate her, but not at the start. Only after she started using your silence like a weapon. They both went quiet. Then Mom finally asked, "Is it true, what you said in your text?" I looked her dead in the eyes. Every word. And I meant it. I told them everything. The way she monitored his phone, how she twisted stories, how she lied to friends, and yes, how she screamed in his face until he cried like we did when we were kids. And they let her in, gave her the space that used to be mine, and called it love. Dad leaned back like the truth physically struck him. "She's tearing him apart," he whispered. "No," I said. "You let her." And that's when my mother finally cried, not out of guilt, but because she realized I was done saving them. The next morning, I woke up to a new message, this time from my brother. Just a photo. It was a screenshot of a police report, filed by his wife, alleging assault against him. No context, no details, just the title and a line beneath it. She says, "You knew. Please help me." I stared at the screen, a strange calm washing over me. Not because I was surprised. I wasn't. I had warned him, subtly at first, directly later. I had told him she was manipulative, controlling, dangerous. But I was dismissed, labeled jealous, emotional, bitter. Now he was trapped in the very web they once laughed off. I didn't reply right away. I got dressed, made tea, sat on the balcony, and let the cold morning air settle around me. Eventually I typed, "Start telling the truth. To yourself first." He didn't answer, but I saw the typing dots appear, then vanish, then return. Meanwhile, my phone buzzed with a message from her, his wife. "Whatever he told you, don't believe him. He's unraveling. You're next." She thought I'd be afraid, but I'd already been pushed out. And when you survive that, you stop fearing shadows. I didn't answer her message. I didn't need to. She was spiraling now, and she wanted control over the story, over me, over him. But I'd lived in her storm once. I wasn't stepping back in. By noon, another text came from my brother. "She's threatening to go to the press. Says she'll ruin all of us." All of us. Funny how now I was suddenly back in the family fold. I wrote back one line. "You ruined yourselves when you pushed me out." Then I turned off my phone. Later that night, I found myself standing outside the house I used to call home. Not to go inside. I had no desire to cross that threshold, but just to see it. The lights were off. The windows dark. A place that had once been loud with family dinners and laughter now looked hollow. Mom had called earlier. I let it ring. She didn't leave a voicemail. Inside my coat pocket was a letter I'd written months ago. I never sent it. I folded it in half, left it on their porch, and walked away. The title said, "This is everything you chose to ignore." And I was finally okay with them reading it too late. The fallout happened faster than I expected. Within a week, her accusations went public. Not through the press, but on social media. She posted screenshots, voice notes, partial messages. She painted herself as a victim, manipulated timelines, spun fiction. But she underestimated one thing. I kept records. All of it. From the beginning. And more importantly, I wasn't afraid anymore. I gathered everything. Every message. Every email. Every voicemail where she threatened me, blamed me, threatened my brother. And I sent it to a lawyer I knew from college. A woman who specialized in digital harassment cases. By morning, a legal notice was sent to her inbox. 2 hours later, her posts vanished. Then came the apology, not to me, of course, to the followers she may have misled. She was cornered, but not by rage, not by drama, by facts. Quiet, solid, inarguable facts. And my brother? He showed up to my apartment, alone, hollow-eyed. "I lost everything," he said. "You were the only person who told me the truth." I let him speak. I listened, but I didn't let him in. Because healing doesn't mean returning. It means choosing peace over proximity. And I'd finally learned the difference. It's been 3 months. The noise has faded. The storm collapsed. And I'm still standing not where they left me, but where I built myself back up. My parents stopped calling. My mother sent a letter once, handwritten, saying she hoped I was well. She never mentioned the eviction. Never mentioned Ivy, or the couch, or the way she folded a towel while telling me to move out like I was an inconvenience. I never wrote back. My brother moved out of the house. Last I heard, he's in therapy. Trying, I think. I don't hate him. I just don't trust him. And I've accepted that both can be true. The apartment feels warmer now. Lived in. Mine. The couch I once crashed on is now a place I read every night. A plant by the window is still alive, somehow. I bake more. I sleep better. I laugh harder. And I don't flinch when my phone rings. I started writing again. Nothing big, just truth. And that's where I leave them, in the past, where they chose to stay. They threw me out to make room for someone else's comfort. Now I've made room for something else. Myself.